The girl looks at the empty fishing hook in disbelief. Her expression is a mix of slight annoyance and amusement. He didn't even drop the bait, she thinks to herself. No wonder he couldn't catch any fish. With steady hands, she begins to fix the line properly, showing a quiet confidence in her actions. Once everything is ready, she flicks her wrist and throws the fishing line into the air. The motion is elegant and precise, a clear contrast to her earlier critique. The line sails forward smoothly, catching the sunlight as it arcs toward the water. The float splashes into the water, sending ripples across the surface. Sunlight glimmers on the waves as the line settles into place. It's the perfect cast, clean, quiet, and full of anticipation. Within moments, a sudden tug on the line causes the float to bob. Her eyes light up as she pulls back sharply. Water sprays into the air as a shining fish emerges, wriggling on the hook. With a bright smile, she exclaimed loudly, "I caught the fish!" Her excitement fills the air. Her face glows with pure joy, her violet eyes sparkling like the sea beneath them. The sun above casts a warm golden light on her features. The boy beside her watches silently, slightly amazed at how easily she succeeded where he failed. Standing side by side on the boat, the girl holds her fishing rod confidently, her yellow dress fluttering gently in the breeze. The boy leans forward, observing carefully, perhaps feeling a mix of curiosity and quiet frustration. The line stretches taut again as she casts it once more, determined to repeat her success. The water shimmers, reflecting the bright blue sky, and the fishing rod bends slightly under the tension. Suddenly, the float jerks violently and the line snaps with a sharp cut. The sudden movement startles her. She lets out a quick cry of surprise, "Ugh!" as the force nearly pulls her forward. Losing her balance, she stumbles toward the edge of the boat. The boy reacts instantly, reaching out and grabbing her around the waist to pull her close to keep her from falling overboard. "Fall down" flashes as the tense moment unfolds. They collapse together on the deck, tangled in the fishing line, and laughter. The rod rests in her hand, the sun shining warmly above them. Even though the line was cut, their laughter echoes over the water, making the moment unforgettable. In a sudden twist of fate, she stumbles and falls into his arms. Their faces are just inches apart, the breaths mingling in the warm air. His steady arms wrap around her waist, catching her before she can hit the ground. For a moment, time slows, the soft rustle of her hair brushing against his shirt, the glints of sunlight reflecting on their faces. Their eyes meet in a quiet, charged silence. She can feel the warmth radiating from his body, his breath brushing against her ear. Her cheeks turn pink as her heart pounds faster. His gaze is intense, but calm, as if he's silently saying something that words cannot express. Her wide eyes are filled with surprise as she notices something slipping from her hand. The fishing rod, a luxury item worth more than she imagined, begins to drop. A small gasp escapes her lips, followed by his low voice reminding her, this fishing rod was bought 2 years ago. At the time, it cost more than $1 million. The weight of that statement sinks in. Before panic can fully take over, his hand swiftly reaches out and grabs the rod firmly. Hold tight, he instructs, his grip steady and strong. Her mind reels at his words. A fishing rod worth more than $1 million? She hadn't realized just how valuable this moment or the rod truly was. Standing behind her, his presence feels solid and warm. His voice is low and confident as he leans in close, saying, "Let's keep your fishing." His hands guide hers on the rod, his chest lightly brushing her back. The closeness sends a shiver down her spine, though the sea breeze remains calm. She sits on his lap, her yellow dress flowing softly in the wind. The warmth of his body is unmistakable, and though she tries to steady her breath, the closeness is overwhelming. His arms encircle her naturally, as if he's not just helping her fish, but holding her in place. His thoughts are darker and more intense than his calm exterior. Your body was inherently very sexy, he thinks to himself. Even just sitting like this, how can I control my body? The confession remains unspoken, but the way his fingers tighten slightly around hers betrays the storm within him. The wind gently plays with their hair. She bites her lower lip, sensing the tension between them. His breath is warm against her ear, his voice low and teasing, wrapping around her like a wave. Her own heartbeat echoes in her ears, faster with each passing second. He lets out a sly chuckle and whispers, "Do your job well. A fish costs 10,000. If you catch a few fish, you can hide for a few nights." His words are playful, but his tone carries a hint of something deeper. The sunlight casts a warm glow on their figures, making the moment almost surreal. She clenches her fist slightly, determination flashing in her wide eyes. "I always keep my promise," she declares, though her heart is still racing. "A fish costs 10,000. I'll just catch a little more." Her mind focuses on the task, but her cheeks stay flushed, betraying the emotions that linger in the air. He slowly lowers his head and leans against her shoulder, his dark hair brushing softly against her collarbone. His breath grows quiet and steady, the warmth of his body sinking into hers. For a moment, she freezes, caught off guard by how gentle and unexpectedly intimate the gesture feels. The world around them seems to fade, leaving only the rhythm of his calm breathing against her skin. She tilts her head slightly, her wide violet eyes blinking in confusion. A small question forms in her mind, echoing silently. Is he sleeping? The corners of her mouth twitch nervously, unsure whether to move or to let him rest. She isn't used to seeing him so calm, so unguarded. Carefully, she adjusts her position. Her hands move toward the fishing rod again, fingers tightening around the reel. She glances down at his still figure, then out toward the glittering ocean. The weight of the moment is delicate, like a thin string she doesn't want to snap. His hand, even in rest, instinctively reaches for hers. Their fingers overlap gently, his palm warm against her skin. The word "hold" seems to linger in the air, like a quiet whisper reminding her she's not alone out here. She lets out a soft exhale, shoulders relaxing slightly. A small "whew" escapes her lips. Though the situation is awkward, there's something oddly comforting about it. The breeze brushes through her hair as sunlight spreads across the deck, wrapping everything in a golden glow. He is fully asleep now, his head resting comfortably on her lap. His sharp features soften in slumber, his breathing slow and even. She looks down at him, a faint warmth blooming in her chest. It's strange, but she doesn't feel uneasy. In fact, she feels safe. She clenches her fist lightly, determination flickering in her eyes. Take advantage of the time. Must try to catch a lot of fish, she thinks to herself. If she can make the most of this quiet moment, maybe everything will turn out all right. The wind fills the sail above, pushing the boat gently forward as she steels her resolve. The girl stands firmly on the deck, her delicate hands gripping the fishing rod with determination. The sunlight reflects off the calm blue sea behind her, making her soft pink hair shine like silk. The boy, however, is fast asleep, resting his head comfortably on her lap, as if nothing else in the world matters. She looks forward, focused, her bright violet eyes showing quiet resolve. Her thoughts echo into the still air, heavy with worry. Just when can I pay off 20 billion? The burden of debt presses against her chest even as the wind brushes gently across her face. The vast blue sea in front of her feels both endless and suffocating, reminding her of how far away her dreams still are. The fishing float bobs lightly on the glittering surface of the water, creating soft ripples that shimmer under the sunlight. Tiny reflections dance in circles, as if teasing her with the promise of a big catch. The world around her is quiet, except for the gentle lapping of the waves. The camera pans upward to a bright and cloudless sky where the sun hangs high and radiant. Warm golden light spills down, bathing the deck and the ocean in its glow. It feels like a perfect day, a contrast to the storm quietly brewing in her heart. The ocean stretches endlessly toward the horizon, a tranquil blend of turquoise and sapphire. The gentle waves seem to whisper secrets, calm and rhythmic, as if time itself has slowed down to breathe with the sea. The boy finally stirs, stretching his arms lazily as he sits up. He rubs his neck, still wearing a calm, confident expression. She sits beside him, now wearing a sun hat, her yellow dress fluttering slightly in the breeze. The distance between them feels quiet, but charged, like the still air before a tide turns. He opens his eyes slowly, a sharp glint hidden beneath the softness of his expression. His gaze shifts to her, and his lips curve slightly as he asks, "Why not wake me up?" His voice is smooth, half teasing and half serious, as if he already knows she wouldn't have dared to disturb him. She sits stiffly, her eyes cast downward, unsure of how to respond. He gently wraps an arm around her, pulling her a little closer. The sunlight brushes over them, outlining their figures against the calm sea. She can feel the warmth of his presence behind her, steady and unshakable, while her heart beats uneasily beneath her quiet exterior.